Yeah, that trade, long story short, the Cardinals had, well, I guess I don't know how sure I can make it, but the Cardinals do, I guess, winter camps in the off season, and there was one in like October, one in November, and one in December. The October one was like the first week. We just got done with the AAA playoffs. I was exhausted, and like for a 10-day turnaround, I just was like, I'm not gonna be able to make it. November, a buddy was getting married, so I couldn't make it then. And then December, they made this big deal about me coming down to the camp. I go down to the camp. At the end, the exit meeting, it was like I don't even know. All these guys were already in there doing their routine or whatever. I get the exit meeting, and they're like, "Yeah, you really didn't have to be here. Thanks for coming down, though." So they made this whole big stink about me coming down. And on the way home, they traded me in the Charlotte airport on the connector. I got the text, it was like, "Yeah, you got traded to Miami." So I guess they weren't too happy about me not wanting to go to the winter workout camp, and they traded me.
Do you think that's why they traded you? Because you didn't go to a winter workout camp? Or
I
do you
don't
think it
know.
was because they just were like, hey, we like Marcell Ozuna who's going to climb a wall to try to rob a home run that bounces on the warning track a couple times?
I don't know. If you know the Cardinals, you know they got their certain ways about how they go about some things. And I don't think they loved the fact that I kind of was. I mean, listen, I mean, I'm not saying don't go to camps for all minor leaguers out there, but my thought was like, I just got done playing the season, and I'm going to handle my business in the off season, and you're not paying me in the off season. So it's like, I can't make the camp, and I got down there. It was a weird vibe, really. Honestly, it was like we kind of got to the point where it was like, all right, we'll kind of compromise with you, and all right, I'll go for 2 days. And I thought, I was like, all right, I'll go down to Jupiter. It'll be nice. The weather will be great. Like, but mind you, I wasn't throwing yet. I was like, I was probably in about a month into my workout plan, and just like went down there. It was 40 degrees. Didn't play catch. Just kind of watched a lot of those guys do that stuff. It was like just being there and doing like some testing and whatnot. So yeah, it was an interesting 72 hours, I could say, for sure.
So essentially, the Cardinals were trying to make you go to like all these travel teams have to in high or think they have to in high school. Like, hey, come down and run a sprint when you haven't run any sprints. Like what you're saying is like super great for youth sports. Like it's okay to not like bend the knee as long as what you said you're getting your work in.
Yeah, like I'm handling my business, so it's like, and that's the thing. Like now, maybe I wasn't in the org long enough for them to understand that, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, I just every off season handling my business, went through doing my workouts, just like taking my process the way I've been doing it since even in college. And I'm like, I've had success in college, so like what I been doing clearly works. But it wasn't good enough for them, so then they they shipped me out. I remember sitting in the Palm Beach airport too with a bunch of the other guys. We all kind of had flights around the same time, and Sandy's name was the name that was up. It was the Cardinals are getting Marcell Ozuna for Sandy, and rumored to be 3 more prospects. And we all kind of looked at each other like, man, that sucks to be one of those guys. And then sure enough, it was me. I had a connector in Charlotte, and before I even touched down, like my phone, I didn't turn it off. It wasn't on airplane mode. So like we're probably maybe 100 feet above the ground, and my phone just started like going off the hook. And I'm like, that's weird. That's not good. And I got a call from one of the guys at Boris. It was a voice. I let it go to voicemail because I just wanted to hear because I was on the plane still, and I hear it, and it's like, hey, I'm sure you saw the news. And before I contacted anyone, I went on Twitter to see what was going on. I searched my name, and sure enough, it was like traded. And I had a lot of people reach out saying, they were kind of, I don't know if sympathizing is the right word, but they knew I was a Cardinals fan. So, and, they were kind of like, hey, it'll be all right. But at that point in time, like I wasn't really a fan anymore anyway. Like I quickly saw the business side of baseball. And it was a business, really.
Cardinals fans are absolutely devastated. Trust me, from someone who consumes way too much content and takes questions from fans and all of that. And trust me, just like you, especially in hindsight, looking back going, wait, Alcantara and Gallen in the same deal? That's historic. Seriously, I'm with you though. That's wild. I was shocked just like you, and it just looks crazier and crazier the more that you're separated from it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, don't forget about the other two guys like Max Sierra and Daniel Castano. Also, like are like traded 4 big leaguers for one guy. So it's like, yeah, the math is the math isn't adding up on that one, if you ask me.
The Cardinals have made some. I mean, they traded Randy for Livator and traded Randy Rosarena.
Trust me, that's why there's Cardinals fans are freaking out right now. So
I played with all
and they're
those
in last
guys.
place too.
All those guys. Sandy, I played with. Obviously, St. Louis and Miami. I played with Randy in High A that year. I played with Adolis Garcia in Double A that year. So I saw all those guys being like, these guys are legit, and just never really got the opportunity to play. Just there. I mean, don't get me wrong. The Cardinals had like a lot of like high level prospects at the upper level. So those guys were just kind of blocked. But I remember seeing those guys being like, yeah, these guys are unbelievable. I haven't seen anything like it. And they moved them, and those guys got opportunities to play. And you see what they're doing with their opportunities now.